Emotional intelligence, a key to resilient and supportive leadership. What works well? Es bueno, emotional intelligence isn't just a leadership skill, it's a survival skill, especially in toxic environments or when navigating complex team dynamics. It transforms leadership from transactional to transformational, allowing you to truly see your team and connect with them on a deeper level. When leaders cultivate emotional intelligence, they don't just create high performing teams, they build resilient, connected teams that can weather any storm. Real world experience. Emotional intelligence has been my compass, guiding me through some of the most difficult environments I've worked in. There have been times when the toxicity ran so deep that managing up felt like walking a tightrope. But I knew that if I didn't tune into the emotional pulse of my team, we were all going to sink. That being said, I have to admit, I've had my fair share of days when I was also lacking in emotional intelligence. I didn't always know how to tap into others' feelings or how to do the inner work necessary to truly understand what people were going through. It took time and intention for me to grow in this area. I am still growing. I'll never forget a turning point when I invested my time and money in the Regaining Your Inner Compass retreat. That retreat, led by my soul sibling Faraji Bhakti, was transformative. Faraji introduced me to the concept of inner standing, the idea of deeply connecting with your own emotions so that you can better connect with others. At the time, I met Faraji because I was feeling battered, beaten down, and questioning the point of it all. A friend, without saying a word, responded to my cry for help by simply sharing the link to register for the retreat. At first, I was afraid. Fear kicked in, as it often does. My husband even suggested we just take a weekend away with our daughter so I could connect with nature. But deep down, I knew I needed something more. For the first time in my life, I got in the car and drove 5 hours by myself to a retreat near Detroit, Oregon, where I joined an amazing group of people who taught me so much about emotional intelligence, healing, and connection. I did things I had never done before, things that scared me but also helped me grow. I even did a cold water plunge, then a massage, and cried during a powerful sound bath exercise led by Faraji. That sound bath was unlike anything I had ever experienced, and it broke me wide open. I felt so much more in tune with my emotions afterward, like God had led me to the woman who introduced me to Faraji for this purpose and for others. It was through this experience that I realized emotional intelligence isn't just about reading a room, it's about doing the hard inner work. It's about sitting with your own emotions so you can understand others on a deeper level. And that's what makes a leader truly connected and able to support their team. As Winston Churchill famously said, courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Emotional intelligence gave me the courage to speak up when it mattered most, but it also gave me the humility to sit down and truly listen to my inner self. This allowed me to understand my team even more when they needed to be heard. Listening is an act of courage, acknowledging not only our emotion, but the emotions and perspectives of others without defensiveness takes strength and empathy. One memory that sticks with me is not too long after that retreat, I received a Boss's Day card from a team member. The message inside was a reminder that I was on the right path, even when unethical pressures tried to knock me off course. It was a grounding moment, reaffirming that doing what's right still matters, especially in environments where it's often the last thing expected. As the song Human by Rag and Bone Man says, I'm only human after all. Emotional intelligence is about understanding our shared humanity. When we embrace this, we create a culture of empathy where people feel safe to be themselves, to make mistakes, and to grow from them. A leader who acknowledges humanity in themselves and others builds teams that can withstand challenges and rise above adversity. What does not work? No bueno. I've worked with leaders who couldn't read a room if their life depended on it. They bulldozed over emotions, dismissed concerns, and left behind a trail of broken trust and resentment. It wasn't just frustrating, it was destructive. People would come into work on edge, unsure of when the next emotional blow would land. That kind of atmosphere breeds tension and distrust, breaking the bonds that allow teams to thrive. Managing relationships became more work than managing the actual tasks, and when that happens, failure isn't far behind. The lack of emotional intelligence created fractures deep into the core of trust, leading to disengagement and teams more concerned about self-preservation than collective success. Without emotional intelligence, you cannot lead effectively. You can bark orders, meet quotas, and hit deadlines, but you won't build a team that's resilient, cohesive, or willing to go the distance with you. I've seen the damage caused when leaders lack empathy and emotional awareness. It fractures teams in ways that no process or policy can fix. Leadership isn't about holding the reins tighter. It's about building real connections. If you're not willing to do that, you're not leading, you're just managing bodies. Emotional intelligence isn't about being in touch with emotions. It's about survival in leadership. It's the foundation of trust and the glue that holds a team together through challenges. It's more than conflict resolution or managing up. It's about creating a culture where your team feels empowered to take risks, grow, and trust that their leader is truly in their corner. At the end of the day, when people know you're not just managing them, but truly seeing them, they will show up for you in ways that no strategy, process, or rule book ever could. Emotional intelligence is the difference between a team that simply works and a team that wins. It's the heart of resilient leadership. Without it, no matter how skilled or strategic you are, you'll always be missing the most crucial piece of the puzzle, your people. This concludes Chapter 33. Please proceed to Chapter 34. Clear communication, the power of precision.